Study Secretary, Dr. Anand Dalmi, who was awarded for the best secretary, the branch level, to come on the dais. Our IME State Secretary was awarded the best secretary at the national level. I request Dr. Amol Mahaldar, representing IME Tiswadi, who got the award for the best Doctors' Day celebration held all over the country. Dr. Vishwaraj Palchikar, who received the award for the best young doctor and also for the best membership performance by a branch at the national level, that is Bardes branch. Dr. Lloyd is yet to come. I think he's stuck in traffic. He's the president of the IME Bardes, who also received a secretary, who also received the best secretary branch level award. I request Dr. Pudimal Gaonkar to kindly come on the dais, and Dr. Shraddha Patil, both representing the Women Doctors Wing, the WEBTV, which was specially awarded at the national level for the activities during the year. So,
it's okay.
So at the outset, I'd like to request the President of the IME Goa State, Dr. Rufino Montero, to kindly address this gathering and also highlight what IME is about, its activities and the year gone by. Dr. Rufino, please.
Good evening, everybody. And it is a great day for us at IMA Goa because IMA Goa has received, as you have been told already, 8 awards at the national level. For the first time, Goa has received such a great recognition. As you all know, Indian Medical Association is the largest NGO all over the world. There is no greater NGO than the Indian Medical Association. And in Goa, we have 1,850 members. The hierarchy of IMA in our country is that we have IMA national headquarters, where you have the national president, the national secretary, and the national secretariat. Then you have branches all over the states in India. In Goa, we have the IMA Goa State and 7 branches: Tiswadi, Bardes, Bicholim, Margao, Murmugao. We have Ponda and CQS, that is Kuchore, Kepesangi. And all these branches have been working in tandem for various specific purposes. First and foremost, we have continuing medical education seminars being organized by the branches so that the knowledge of the doctors is furthered. Medicine is ever growing and there are so many recent advances which the doctors have to catch up with. And these CMEs serve the purpose wherein renowned specialists from the state and outside the state and even abroad address the doctors in Goa. Secondly, IMA Goa is one organization, or rather the only organization of medical doctors that would take up issues pertaining to doctors and to the health of the people. Whenever there is an assault on the doctor, whenever there are certain laws passed, implementation of the medical waste management, implementation of the CEA, and even in times of COVID, IMA was always in the forefront, both at the national level as well as at the state level. And Goa itself we had so many of our doctors working voluntarily, online consultations for COVID patients, giving various information to the public on what to do and what not to do. We even opened centers in some hotels which we took on hire, and the not so serious cases were isolated in these places. We provided medicines, we provided various kits to the patients, and we even provided ventilators, the oxygen concentrators to the COVID patients on recovery or the mild COVID patients. So IMA has done a lot for the COVID times, and besides this, we have various cells in IMA. We have the adolescent cell, we have the cells that work for the various sectors of medicine, and we have had a lot of camps where, especially now after COVID, we had a screening camps for children because the children were focused on doing their studies using mobiles, laptops, and they had a lot of screen time, due to which a lot of mal effects were seen on their eyesight. And we had a lot of camps to find out how many children had any defects, and we sent them for treatment. We provided even free spectacles to so many children who needed them, especially the poor and the needy children. IMA has also participated and urged people to come forward for blood donation, which is of great human service to people who are in need of blood. Like this, for this year, our IMA year begins in January, ends in December. I've been the president for 2022, and for this year we had the theme of geriatrics, caring for the old with a heart of gold. And we have done a lot of programs with the elderly people, old age homes, especially the charitable homes where there are poor and needy elderly people. Even the governor of Goa was very moved by this theme, that he gave us financial aid. He hosted elders at his Raj Bhavan for a meal. We had about 60 elders from all over the state, from our various branches, as a representative of the elderly in the from the various parts of Goa, and we gave them equipment like walkers, walking sticks, wheelchairs, the blood pressure measuring apparatus, blood sugar measuring apparatus, and other such things. So IMA Goa has done human service. The IMA National has recognized the efforts of IMA Goa, and because of that, we have got 8 awards at the national level.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, with that introduction, I now request our IMA Goa State Secretary, Dr. Amol Tilve, who has prepared a small presentation about the various activities which were held at the state level by the Indian Medical Association in Goa. So I request Dr. Amol. Can you please present us? Two front legs.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to stand here and introduce the activities done by the IMA Goa State. This is the report of all these activities which were done at the state level. There are branch level activities also, but I have who highlighted them at the state level. So he took over with Dr. Tariq Thomas, the then Secretary of Science and Technology, as the chief guest in January. This was the installation ceremony under the presidency of the new president, Dr. Srinam. This was the theme and the logo. The tagline for our theme our year was "Care of the Old in the Heart of COVID." Immediately we had 2 COVID care centers which were established. These were the activities of the IME Goa state, all in one table. CMEs, membership drives, state level CMEs, community level activities, webinars for the public. We had a lot of webinars where the public was educated regarding the current issues, including COVID. So that way we were able to really highlight what the doctors want to communicate with the general public. The theme work was based on the theme of the Goa Care of the Old in the Heart of Gold. And like Dr. Fino told you, a lot of blood donation camps which are really rated very high in the activities. And we had total about 548 blood collections in the state of Goa in the last 1 year. The total families who were benefited by this, set is the number. That's the actual number. Right from school children to old age homes to middle age groups to you name it, that we have been there. And it is not only the IME Goa, individual member of the IME Goa has been contributing to it. So that is the number that we have been able to reach last year. These are the days that we were celebrating. That's the webinar. Then we get communication from the center regarding celebrating certain days. So those were the days which we have celebrated. That governor monetary grant function that is there on that program. The governor impressed with our team for the year. There was monetary grants to be utilized for the betterment of the elderly in the state of Goa. It has been newly utilized, and we have practically reached each and every old age home in Goa. That was the adolescent week, wherein the Atal Setu was lit up in International Adolescent Week color. This was the grand meeting that we had in response to the Rajasthan incident of a doctor committing suicide because of a previous FIR registered against her. The National IME gave us the call to organize a protest meet and to meet the authorities. We organized the meet at a short notice. Thanks to the authorities who made it possible. The memorandum was given to the Chief Minister, who was very, very receptive. And we wanted to highlight the issues of assault on doctors, which should never have happened in the first place. Last year there was an incident in which I was involved, but this was the incident where the doctor actually had to commit suicide because of a previous FIR. These were the various meetings which we had with the various authorities of the Goa state. And the grand meeting where all the issues are addressed by the Chief Secretary, Dr. Goan. We have been very, very thankful to him with the authorities in the government of Goa, both at the minister level and at the secretary level. So I've been very cooperative with the issues that I am facing. So like Sir told you, these are the issues which we spoke on and which we streamlined. These are all solved now. These are been concluded. The Physical Establishment Act, the biomedical case issues, doctor safety issues, and there was a derogatory remark which was passed against doctors in the NCRT book. We are the only state in Goa, let me make it clear, we are the only state in Goa who have been able to remove those remarks from the book. You could read the book and you can find out, but we are the only state in Goa. And I really thank the education department who have been proactively involved and done this. This is where our secretary, our president attended the official inauguration of the biomedical waste plant. You can see the chief minister there inaugurating the biomedical waste plant. These were the various days that were celebrated by the Goa IMA on the guidelines from the center. This is the grand conference, annual conference, GIMA 1. We were fortunate enough to be graced by the national president. You can see that in the land there. Dr. Sahajan Prasad Singh was here personally at the conference. And a great conference held after 2 years of COVID protocols where no conferences were held. A physical conference was held for the first time after a long time. These are the other activities, health camps, adolescent health camps. Like Sir told you, the culmination of the theme for the year Care of the Old in the Heart of Gold was the Elders Day function, which was organized by the governor himself, wherein he hosted about 70 elders in the Raj Goan, where they were rested for a lunch. They were brought from various old age homes from Goa, and they were shifted to the Raj Bhavan, where this photographs can be seen. And that's the menu that was served to all of them. At the same function, the IMA distributed a lot of equipment that is required for old people. That are, you can see those wheelchairs there, the walkers, the BP apparatus, so I told you about. They were individually given to all the old age homes so that they can use for the inmates. For the first time, Goa was able to actually participate in national level activities of the IMA. We had IMA participated in another service, a cultural program organized at the center, and our ladies were there, participated. And if you see those videos, they have actually been able to make the audience dance to the Goan beats. That happened the first time, and we were really appreciated for the dance performance that our ladies gave. For the first time ever, the IMA Goa was able to organize a national level racket sport tournament in Goa for all doctors. It was pulled off by the IMA Fonda, and we were fortunate enough that both the Minister for Sports and the Chairman for Sports were both very cooperative and helped us organizing the conference and giving us the stadium. This is the US Aid Rise program, which has been active in Goa, and they are trying to collaborate with the IMA so that the private sector can also be involved. Then, these all activities were regularly reported to the center, and based on that, the following awards were awarded by the national headquarters to the IMA. The first was received by the Secretary of IMA Goa State, who happens to be me, as the best secretary among all the states. So that's got the IMA National President's Award for Best Adjunct Honorary State Secretary. That will be receiving the award from the National President. Then the second award was the Best Adjunct Honorary Secretary of a local branch, and that would be proud enough that two branches which shared the award at the national level was from Goa. One was IMA Tiswadi, where Dr. Anand was awarded the award. That is Anand taking the award from the president. Then we have Dr. Lloyd, who was the IMA Party Secretary. Again, a national president's award for the best adjunct honorary secretary, the local branch. Like we told you, in the state branch and the local branch. This was shared, and we are really proud that IMA Goa was able to get 2 awards for the best branch at the national level. I mean, these are feats that never been achieved. This was the National President's Award for the Best Young Doctor. You can see TD here, Vishwaraj Machelkar. This is the award that he is receiving. Then the National President's Award for the Best Doctors in Celebration. What IMA Tiswadi has done is they have started a program called Pal Anita Chikitsa, where they are going to individual schools and examining the children for refractory errors. And it's an ongoing process. And over the last year, I think they are almost all of Tiswadi has been covered with this. That was started on the Doctors' Day celebration, and which was recognized at the national level. So that's why that award has come to us, saying that that was the best thing that a Doctors' Day celebration could have been done there. So the first camp was held on that day, and that award went to IMA Tiswadi. And it was not only attended full throughout the year that we conducted these activities in the school. That is all 4 of us receiving the awards. Then the last award which went to the state, but the branch level was the IMA Parties for the maximum number of new members enrolled. So among the media branches, IMA Parties was the best branch to have got maximum number of new members enrolled. The IMA also has the IMA Women Doctor Meet for the WEBTV, and 2 ladies from IMA have been forever at the forefront of the activities at the national level. Dr. Punya Malkambar has been awarded in multiple times, and I don't think anybody comes close also at the national level to the activities she has been doing. Madam, you are an inspiration of all of us, and your name is looked up at the national. I can witness to it. What this thing about this? With the award was announced, I was there. We all were there. And this is not the first time she has been multiple receiving these times. And the women doctors in Goa have been very, very active. You can realize that the small state of Goa is getting so many awards at the national level. So we have done something good. Obviously, we have done something good. The next award that was here is the Acquisition Award for the best. It's not the best doctor, it's for the activity that is WEW. That is for Dr. Satta Patil. She has also been a very active member of the WEBTV of the IMA Goa, and both these ladies have really made us proud by reaching out to all the activities that the IMA has been conducting. So these were the activities that we wanted to highlight, and these were the activities for which the IMA was recognized at the national level. And we are really happy for that the IMA was able to recognize our activities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Amol, for that presentation to highlight the various activities which many times are not known to many people in Goa as to what exactly is done in the background. There's so many members of the Indian Medical Association in Goa. Well, we'll be having a small photograph session with all the awardees, where I request our state president to kindly come forward to have a photograph with the awardees. But before that, we'd like to take any interaction from our digital print media guests who have come for this press conference. If you'd like to ask anything or have clarification or anything, you can feel free to do so. If there's anything to be asked. We have made a small write-up which I will give a copy to everyone so that you have about the various awards received and some of the major programs held with a synopsis which will give every member of the press who has attended now. So, I think there are no questions. So before we wind up with the photograph with all the awardees, I'd like to propose a small vote of thanks. First of all, of course, a big thank you to all the awardees for having come. We have taken time and wanted to hear because this was the showcase we wanted to do about these various awards. Like our secretary said, it's a very big privilege at the national level for such a small state to be recognized with so many awards. So there's so much of work going on in our small state of Goa by so many members. I'm very happy that few of our members in the audience, yes, Dr. Shekhar Salkar, Dr. Nida Salkar, Dr. Sandeep Naikan, next, IMA State Secretary, Dr. Rajesh Patel, Dr. Gaonkar, thank you for attending and being there. They've always been there for all of us, though some of the people are in front receiving awards, there's so many others who keep helping for all the activities throughout the year. A big thank you to all the members of the digital and print media for having come. Throughout the year, we have been privileged to have your backing. The media has always been there to showcase any issue, anything that the IMA, the moment I think our president always used to tell us, the moment I give a small call and mention something, that everybody from the media are there to help us, to either reach out. During this COVID, it was the media who did a lot of work. So when you want to reach out to the public at a large scale, it's only the media that can help us to take a message across. So thank you very much for being there with the Indian Medical Association throughout the year. And of course, thanks to the staff of Hotel Treehouse Neptune for making all the arrangements for having this small press briefing. So thank you very much. I request now our state president, Dr. Rufino Mantel, to kindly come forward first, and I will then announce each awardee. Please come forward with your award. Join the president for a small photograph. Yeah, so can I request Dr. Amol Pillai, who is our IMA Goa State Secretary. He received the President's Appreciation Award for the Best Adjudged Honorary Secretary of the State. This is all at the national level. Next, I request Dr. Lloyd D'Souza, Secretary of IMA Bardes, to receive the National President's Appreciation Award for Best Adjudged Honorary Secretary of a Local Branch. I request Dr. Anand Dalvi, Secretary of IMA Tiswadi, who also received the National President's Appreciation Award for Best Adjudged Honorary Secretary of a Local Branch. Among all the local branches at the national level, these two branches received this award. I request Dr. Vishwaraj Malshikar to receive the President's Award for the Best Young Doctor to come forward. They are representing also the IMA Bardes, who was honored with the IMA Membership Development Award for the local branch for maximum new members enrollment. IMA Tiswadi is also represented by Dr. Amol Mahaldar, and I request him to come forward. They were awarded for the Best Doctors' Day celebration. And the two ladies, yes, from the Women's Doctors' Wing, I request Dr. Purnima Usgamkar and Dr. Shraddha Murgaonkar Patil to kindly come forward, who are honored with the National President's Appreciation Awards for the Women Doctors Wing of the IMA Goan State. Thank you very much. So thank you very much. So let's see Dr. Billy signing off.